Good morning. Today we are going to see about event management and what are the efforts taken by the team to create an event for the functions like private functions or public functions or government functions or corporate functions. And what is an event? So, designed experience created in order to achieve a given purpose or object. So, designing the experience like creating a atmosphere for a function, for a seminar or any wedding or any organizational function. So, coming to types of events, there are corporate and private. Corporate is, example, you have a seminar or a school attending function, or and private comes like weddings, etc. Types of events in corporate. So we're going to see the types of events in corporate field. So when it comes to types of event in corporate field, we have conferences and networking events, golf events, business dinners, meetings, incentive travel, trade shows and fairs, carnivals, executive retreat and product launches, team building, seminars, annual dinner, press conferences, theme parties, opening ceremonies, board meeting and shareholder meetings. So in corporate events, we have conferences, networking events and golf events. So in business dinners, meetings, incentive travel, trade shows and fairs, carnivals and executive retreat, product launches, team building, seminars, annual dinner, press conferences, theme parties, opening ceremonies, board meetings and shareholder meetings. So conferences, networking events and golf events. So golf events is nothing but we have a golf setup in a golf ground or a open ground. So we have an open event for a golf course, or we have a trade shows and trade fairs for particular product launches, and we have opening ceremonies or board meetings and shareholder meetings. So, so in event management, application of the management practice of project management to the creation and development of festival and events. So what we see here is when an organization or a private party person gives a event management team a themed way what to discuss and what to do for the event management. So coming to who leads the events is an advisor, a chairman and an event manager. Who leads the event is an advisor, chairman and an event manager. So an advisor for a corporate company gives the chairman that we have an event, upcoming event, and they approach the event manager. So we are going to see about event management. So what are the organization chart in an event management? So an advisor gives the idea to a chairman. So chairman gives his appropriate ideas to the advisor and it comes under an event manager. So the event manager has some particular things to do in a company like finance or sponsorship, marketing and promotion, logistics and food and beverages. So coming to finance, what are the financial things, steps to take to make the event happen, and if you can get any sponsorships or is anyone willing to give some sponsorships, and marketing and promoting it. Promoting the event is very important. So if it is a music concert or a live concert or a movie launch or an automobile launch, so marketing and promotion is very important. And coming to the logistics and food and beverages, so the transportation and the food and beverages is very important in an event. So an event manager is a person who plans and executes the event. So he plans and executes from the top to the bottom of an event which is going to happen. So the role of an event manager. So devising the event concept, identifying the target audience. Devising the event concept is suppose a birthday function or a movie launch or a product launch. So he just verifies and checks what kind of subject the event is and identifying the target audience. What are the audience who are going to approach to the event? Marketing and communication. Who and what and where we can market and communicate to. And negotiation, as I said, for the foods, for the logistics, for the financial, he has to negotiate. And the clientele services, what they're going to provide to the guests who are going to attend. And script writing. Script writing is very important. Just like a movie we see on the screen. Example, from the starting of a movie to the ending of a movie, same like that, an event has a starting and an ending. So in between, what programs are going to come in an event is very important. So it should not get jumbled or it should not get mal. So we have a script writing for an event and booking and venue. So nowadays booking and venue comes in apps or we go and see the venue, but availability of the venue is very important for event management. And logistics, as I said, and audiovisual production. Audiovisual is how far the audio and video experience for the guests are there, so they can experience a very good experience. Coming to the event manager, what he does is he builds a team. So event manager and their team are often behind the scenes running the event. So as I said, the event manager and their team are on full form on that day when the event takes place, because they have to make sure that nothing goes wrong. And if anything goes wrong, they need to rectify it then and there and make it perfect. So coming to the public authorities, as I said, when we're going to have an event, the local bodies and the safety is for the guest very important. So coming to the local council, the event manager has to speak to the local council there. And liquor licensing. As a liquor licensing, suppose we are having alcoholic beverages served for the guests, we have to have a liquor licensing for the particular event. Police security is very important because we might have guests or VIPs coming to the events, so they have to get a police permission to conduct an event or a seminar on an open ground or in a private area. Fire department, as I said, anything can take place anytime, so the fire department or the safety measures for the event is very important. Traffic authorities, if you go to see, sometimes when an event is happening, 1000, 2000, 3000 people come and the traffic gets jammed. So the traffic authorities help us in moving things smoothly, so the event takes place on time and people come on time for the event. So medical assistance, if there is any medical assistance or we need a doctor in that event happening, and some ambulance or for emergency purposes in case if anything occurs for any guest or VIP. So coming to planning, what types of planning are very important at the venue? The room layouts, registration area, catering signs, stores, transportation, audiovisual, program and marketing. So the the room layout is very important. What type of room, what type of event is going to happen, what type of room do we want, and registration area. If we are having planning is the most important for an event. So the types of planning we are going to see in a venue is the room layout. When you see the room layout, what type of event is going to happen? If it is a birthday function or a seminar. So what type of layout we are going to prepare, the chair arrangement is very important. Registration area, so outside crystal clear and free for the guests who are going to pay and come, or who is going to come and attend the venue inside the event is very important. So the registration area is very important. The catering services, you have to take care even the catering services. Food is the most important thing in an event, if not the people might complain. So catering department is very important there. And the signs, the food, the restrooms or the VIP rooms, the washrooms, all these particular signs are very important in an event, because at that moment manpower is very less. So we have to create signs so that people will be easily and viewable for the people for the signs. Stores, if there are any stores going to happen in an event, and transportation, example buses or the mini buses which is going to bring the people to an event. Implementations for an event like schedules, checklists and people management are very important. So control and monitoring, setting benchmarks and standards, like setting benchmarks and standards. Example, we have a lot of competitors in an event. So setting a benchmark, what can we do different in an event is very important. The tools what we use is very important. So creating the event's concept. Example, why? Defining the purposes of the event. When you define the purposes of an event, what is going to take place, who, key markets and stakeholders, like who are going to sponsor and who is upcoming for an event, and where, location and venue, as I told you, and when, the timing and duration and when is very important. The place which is going to happen and what time it's going to happen should start at the perfect time. What type of form of the events, scale, key program and creative events and themes. Pre-event. Before an event, what are the procedures and checklists we have to go through? A proposal, number one. A plan or a suggestion put forward for consideration or discussion by others. We have to have a plan for every event, and when a corporate office gives you an event, we have to discuss with others what are the plans or discussions with others is very important, because they give ideas. Ideas are more important for an event. And budget. Coming to budget, identifying the income, ticket sales, sponsorship, merchandising, advertising, in kind. So coming to ticket sales, if there are any tickets to be sold, how we can sell it, through online or direct sales or face to face to a person. Sponsorships, as I told you, if you are getting any sponsorships. Merchandising, if we are having materialized, example like t-shirts, cups or any other materials which we are going to sell in an event. Advertising, nothing but through TV, commercial, papers, etc. And in budget, we also have to identify the expenditures, food and beverages, administration, wages and salaries, the venue, lighting, sound and visual, staging, graphic design, the printing, the decoration, entertainment, marketing and promotion, travel, accommodation and contingency. So in the next slide we see the venue, site selection and design. Guidelines of a selection. The availability. As I told you, availability is very important for a venue. Before next on the pre-event, we see the venue, site selection and the design. So guidelines for selection in a venue are availability, size of the event. So the availability of a venue is very important to start the function. Size of an event. How many people are going to come for an event? What kind of venue do we require? Layout and suitability. Stage, field of play or a performance area. The performance area is where the VIPs or any stage performances are going to take place. So transportation and parking, proximity to accommodation. If the guest or any VIP requires a place to stay. Services available, example for the food and beverages like any alcoholic or non-alcoholic beverages. Technical support like the PA and the projector systems, the audio visuals and the cost. The cost is the most important. We have to prepare a pre-event venue and site selection, design and guideline for this, and make a chart and a cost so that we can give it to the person. And coming to the next slide, we have to conduct a site inspection. Conducting a site inspection of a venue where the event is going to take place is most important. So developing a checklist for the site inspection, like compatibility with the event theme. Suppose we are going to have a forest theme or a Chinese theme, and seating arrangements. Example, we have a theatre style seating, or a round table, or a U-shaped, or a T-shaped, and storage area where you're going to keep the food, the beverages, and other equipments. Entrance and exit including freight access. Entrance and exits are the most important, so that no harm will come for an VIPs. Stage area, equipment available on the site, safety and security, access, time and power. All these things are very important before we go to an event, and this checklist is the most important for an event to take place. Coming to the layout diagram, preparing a layout diagram. For everything we have a sketch before building or constructing an house. Same like that, before conducting an event, we have to prepare the chart or a diagram for an event, what is going to happen. So the stage, the seating and table arrangement, registration area, decoration layout, equipments positioning, the lighting on the stages, and F&B station, signs, and entry and exit including the staff positions are very important for an event. So if this is the stage, you can have a look. Two guests are speaking. So the lighting is a dark themed here. So on this stage is a music concert stage. So where we have soundproof boards at the back, and the lighting is quite dim here. Coming to a backdrop. So the backdrop speaks the event. What event is going to take place? The same themed backdrop is the most important for an event. So the lighting, example, laser lighting on the audience, or backdrop lighting, or coming to laser lighting on the ceilings. Coming to table seating, as I told you, a round table seating, a square shape seating, and the round table seating where 5 guests to 6 guests can be seated. Coming to production schedule. What is going to happen? When will it happen? And where will it happen? And who is responsible? So what is to happen? What kind of event is going to happen? And when will it happen? Where will it happen, and who is responsible for an event which is going to take place. And in the pre-event, the fourth one is the speaker and the supplier checklist. So speaker checklist, sending invitation for a person or a speaker who is going to speak at an event. Get writing confirmation or mail confirmation from a speaker or a guest or a VIP who is going to come. Biodata and photography of an event. So the biodata, what kind of person is going to come, his background, his biography is the most important, so we can welcome the guest. Slide presentation if required for an event. Accommodation and transportation, if a guest wants to stay at the venue place beforehand, the transportation for them and an accommodation for them is the most important in an event. So coming to the pre-event and F&B menu, checking and comparing the menu from different caterers, and food tasting, what and how the food will taste, how the palatability of the food is, and confirming the menu. So the guest list are preparing the guest list, sending invitation, and confirm the attendance, how many guests or people are going to come to an event. How smooth event goes, so much more problems we face. So risk management is a way of helping you to identify and resolve the risks that could result in accidents, injuries and damages. Promoting an event is like, for promotions we have advertising, how we publicize it, publicity, sales promotion, direct promotion and personal selling. So after we complete the event, we have the post-event. Like how we have a pre-event before starting an event, a post-event after completing the event successfully, we do an evaluation where why you have to evaluate is to determine the success of the event in relation to its objectives, to enable feedback and improvement. If we can do it better some other time or the next time in another event, to report the stakeholders how the event took place, and to ensure the future and reputation of the event. So if the event has a CD or a public viewing or social media, to contribute to overall data on the events. So coming to post events, we have shutdown and reporting. Like shutdown should be planned carefully on the stages of an event. The majority of accidents, the major accidents which occur as thefts, example, shutdown phase of an event. Shutdown phase of an event like thefts or accidents or pushing, pulling, if it's a music concert, or any cutlery, crockery breakage should be avoided. Checklist should be prepared for each shutdown area. So after the area is cleared, we have to make a checklist so nothing is left over. And shutdown activities normally take place in reverse order so that we have a clear setup. The conclusion, before an event takes place, and the conclusion of the event is very crucial, and for a smooth going of a function, the event goers or the event managers and their team go through a lot of effort to conduct the function precisely. So go ahead and learn event management, as it's a very good scope. Thank you so much.